Hey guys, it's Donna with Miss Donna for Music here in my home studio today. So today's a day I usually will write a blog post. For those of you who may not know, I do have a blog slash website, and of course it is missdonnaformusic.com. And every other week I write a blog post about some of the things that I'm doing in my music classroom. Sometimes I'll include some little tips or encouragements for teachers, along with links to my TPT store and some of the products I offer there. So today I thought I would just do a sort of video blog, just because it's St. Patrick's Day and I've got my green on, and doing a video is easier than typing all the words. So I wanted to talk today specifically because it's St. Patrick's Day about one of my new products in my TPT store that's called Pot of Gold Treasure Hunt or Rhythm Hunt. And so what it is you're going to use different note values and hide them around the room, and the students sort them into different pots of gold that correspond to the number of beats. So you can see behind me, and I'll show you a close-up version. You're going to take your class, break them up into teams. Each team will get a set of small gold pots of gold. And you can see they've got numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so that, I usually like to go one team at a time. One team will either step out in the hallway or turn away, hide their eyes, however you want to do it for your class. I will hide the, there are different coin cards. I will hide a bunch of them around the room. And then when they're hidden, I'll let the team know and say, go, or come back in the room, or whatever. They will race to try to find all the coins, and then they will sort them into the correct pots. And so they will get a point for each coin that they find as a team, and they will get another point for each card, each coin that's sorted correctly. So for example, like this is a half note, it gets 2 beats, so it would go in the 2 pot, right? This is a dotted half note that gets 3 beats, so it would go in the 3 pots. Here is a whole note that gets 4 beats, it goes in the 4 pot. Here's a quarter note that gets 1 beat, it will go in the 1 pot. And of course, in the 1 pot, there are lots of other notes that could go in there as well, like 8th notes. You could have a quarter rest. If your students have learned about triplets, we could do that. There are 16th notes. So a group of 16th notes would go in the 1 pot. If they're learning about 16th, 8th note combinations like this one, that would also go in the 1 pot. Whole rest and half rest are good to do because I find those are ones that kids often get very confused about. So you've got the half rest, which I always tell my kids looks like a hat. Hat and half kind of sound similar. So that's how you can remember the difference between the two. Whole rest are upside down hats, right? So the half rest would go in the 2 pot. The whole rest would go into 4. And one other thing I have, one other coin here is I have the dotted quarter and 8th note. Most of the time, those 2 notes go together, so I kept them together on the same coin. Altogether, they add up to 2 beats, so they would go in the 2 pot. My 5th and 6th grade is going to be learning about this little combination of notes this week, so we'll be going over that. I like to call this my baked potato rhythm, which I'll explain on another day. And it also kind of, the baked potato thing kind of fits with St. Patrick's Day as well. And so they're going to race to sort those coins into the pots. And like I say, they get a point for each coin that they find, as well as another point for each one that's sorted correctly. You can also use this in centers. So just have a center set up with the coins and the pots, and they can just sort them all into the different pots. You could have it as a small group activity where each small group has a set of coins, a set of pots, and they race to see who gets all the coins sorted correctly first or the fastest. And then I also, we might be using this week as well. There are larger pots as well. So we have like a full page gold pot, one for each of the numbers. So there's one with a 1, one with a 2, one with a 3, one with a 4. And you can use these posters to have them do a different kind of sorting. Maybe each kid grabs a card and they go find a pot, a big one, right? And they can sort them into the big pots. I will also be using the big pots in a 4 corners game. So if you're not familiar with 4 corners, basically you have 4 corners in your room. You can create, even if you have more than 4 corners or whatever, you can create 4 corners. Just put a poster in random spots, 4 places around your room. You have your 4 corners. You play music. And of course, in this case, since we're talking about St. Patrick's Day, I might play some Irish music or something like that. They freely move about the room however they want to move. And then I will stop the music and I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3. At the end of my counting, they need to be in a corner. There will also be another student off to the side that is not, that is the caller. So they're not moving around the room. They're over on the side and they're hiding their eyes from the rest of the room so they can't see the corners. But they will, when the music stops and I say 1, 2, 3, everyone in a corner, the caller will call out one of the corners, say corner 3. Anyone who is in corner 3 is now out. So they have to sit off to the side, and you continue doing that until there's only 1 student left. So there's several things you can do with this pot of gold rhythm hunt that we will be using in class this week, along with some other things. There are some fun Irish dances that we will be doing as well, which I will talk about in my Thursday chat video. So stick around for that. And of course, you can always check out my TPT page to see what other St. Patrick's Day games I have in my shop available for sale. There's a rainbow rhythm relay, which is lots of fun. I've already tested it out with my kids and had a lot of fun. We'll be doing that again next week in class, so I might have another video about that. There's Clovers and Bunnies, which is a cute little time signature sorting game, and a Shamrock composition set. So in the Shamrock composition, I just did a little video about it yesterday. It is a whole set of activities for composing for kindergarten through 8th grade. And you might ask, how can you use one resource and do composing with kindergarten through 8th grade? Check out my resource, Shamrock Composition, and you'll see how I do it. Or check out the video I did just yesterday about it, and you'll see all the different ways that we can do composing with one resource, with everything included for kindergarten through 8th grade. So happy St. Patrick's Day. May the luck of the Irish be with you. Have a great music day. We'll see you guys soon.